So, Jess Tyson, you know that you are one of my favourite models. You know you're one of the best Miss New Zealands we've ever had. And part of it, I think, is your personality.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks, Neil.
And
you're definitely my favourite photographer. And friend as well. I'm very lucky to have had your support.
Oh, you're wonderful. So take me back to the beginning when you started, because I know you've done a lot of modelling with me, but you predominantly sort of got into pageants when you were a model pageant. You won a world model of the world. Is that right?
Yeah. When I was 15, I represented New Zealand at a pageant called Miss Teen World Supermodel,
right?
And that was held in Australia. So that's where it kind of started, and then I won that, and then I guess that's where my passion really started, and that's where I understood that I had a lot of potential when it came to pageants, because I came from a small town, Wanganui, and so back home there wasn't really much to do, and the fact that I went overseas to compete and ended up winning proved to me that I could do anything if I worked hard for it, and that's what happened.
Great. So you were 15, so how old are you now?
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Now you're always young to me.
I am 27 at the moment.
27? Yeah, that's young. It's baby.
Thank you.
So anyway, you won that, and then what made you want to become a Miss New Zealand? Did you always dream of it? Did everyone always tell you? Did they say, Jess, you should be Miss New Zealand?
I just think it was one of my biggest goals, definitely. I knew that when I did the teen pageant, that was an international pageant that I achieved, and I wanted to do it at a national level when I was old enough. So I knew that to do that well, I needed to put a lot of effort into that, but I needed to live a little bit before that,
right,
and get some life experience. I was always told that if you want to succeed in pageants, you have to have life experience, and that's pretty much what I did. So I finished school, went to university, and started my career, and then I knew that at that time I could dedicate a lot of my time and effort into Miss New Zealand, and that's where I started in 2016. So I came runner-up then, and then 2018 was first place.
Right. I didn't see it in 2016. I did, however, watch it on the internet, and it's pretty shocking you didn't win. It was a bit of a surprise for everybody. I don't know what went on, but when these things, lots of strange things go on. So you came back in 2018 and you won it. Now, I was there that night, and I remember when you won it, you came to the end of we're looking at it on screen now, and you came to the end of the runway, and you're standing there waving to me. You're like waving at me. So
because cute. I know after all the years that we worked together, there was a couple of years from the 2016 pageant to the 2018 one. Like we just knew that it was something I had to do. Whether it was going to be Miss World or Miss Universe was another question, but Miss World seems to be the one, and that was definitely within my my passion, I guess. Like that's what I wanted to do, and we did it.
Well, I used to always try and twist your arm to do the Miss Universe, didn't I? I used to always say to you, viewers, I used to say to Jess, you've got to do Miss Universe. You're so Miss Universe. I could see you on stage at Miss Universe in Las Vegas. You would have killed it. But the two competitions are very different, aren't they? The Miss World is more about personality and charity, which you kind of excelled at. So you took off to Miss World. Now, all along when you were over there competing that you were one of the red hot favourites. I used to follow you in the press, and a lot of people thought you were going to win. A lot of people thought you were going to take it. You were constantly number one, number two, number three. So was that like a big pressure to you over there?
I don't think so, because when I went to Miss International in 2016, I was announced the favourite. The week before the pageant, I was number one to win. And then when the night came, I was not even placed in the top 15. So that experience there prepared me to not necessarily avoid acknowledging, hot picks, but it made me realise that sometimes the judging is a lot different, and they're looking for something that other people think they're not looking for. And it was definitely that at that moment that was at Miss International was a very stressful time for me because I expected almost that I would at least get in the top 15. And when I wasn't, I was really almost heartbroken and a bit shattered. But I think that experience made me realize that better things were coming, and that's where Miss World came in. And so when I went to Miss World, I knew that I needed to work really hard in all of the categories that we competed in, like Beauty with a Purpose, sport, speech, everything that there was. And I really feel like I did my best in all of them. And hopefully I hope that that will be recognised, and it was in the end. So that was amazing.
Yeah, you did really well. I was watching you every day with all the events, and you were always scoring really well, up near the top. So I remember we're watching footage of it now. You on stage being announced now into the top, what was it, top 15? You got top 15, then to the top 8 or something. And then you won the Oceania one, didn't you?
Yes. That was awesome.
Well done. Look at
you. I was really excited. And I was so happy that you made this video for me, because the video that I know the video that you're probably playing right now, and it's so nice because it has all of the little parts all of the times that I appeared on screen. And if you look at it from the start to the end, there's a lot of time that I had on screen, which is really special.
You did. You got special treatment, I tell you, because the guy Barney even interviewed you. They picked you to interview. So I was watching it at about 3 a.m, and I was sitting there with a glass of wine, and I was like, oh my god, she's gonna come on top, because it's all those different levels you got to get through.
Yeah, exactly.
So I found it really hard to watch, and then of course they announced that next year they were going to do the pageant in Thailand, which I thought was a little bit strange. And of course the Miss Thailand got second, which I believe is your place. I do believe
I have no words, but I have had a lot of feedback like that from people within the industry. And I mean, I'm really grateful for how well I placed, and I walked away from that competition knowing that all my hard work paid off. But it's really hard when you would have liked to place higher, but I can't complain really. Like, it was such a great experience.
Look, you got in the top 6 out of 108 countries, so it doesn't get any better than that. And when it gets to that top 6, it's like it could go any way. It just depends on what the judges are looking for. I've judged one year in a Miss New Zealand contest, and all of the judges had a different girl. We were all fighting. Everyone wanted a different winner. So what about the winner? Did you pick her? Was she your pick, the Mexican girl?
Well, it was really interesting, the whole pageant itself. We never really knew who was going to win. We just had an idea of some girls who we thought would do well. Yep. And Vanessa was definitely one of the girls who I thought would do well. I don't know necessarily if she was going to win, but one thing I have been told is that all of the girls who placed in the top 12, anyone could have won, and anyone could have been a great representative. And so I think whoever did win would end up just growing into that role, and I think that's what has happened. Of course, Vanessa's amazing. She definitely deserved it. She worked hard. Yeah. She did well in so many categories, and she's such a lovely person. And when we went on our Beauty with a Purpose tours to Thailand, to America, she was just such a leader, and she's almost like a mum. She was a mum for us when we traveled. So I think that she was a leader for us, and that's what made us really proud when she was crowned.
So an amazing experience. You got to travel all around the world as one of the top 6, didn't you?
We did stay in China for 1 week after the pageant, and we spent time doing some tours, and we appeared on this really, really grand show, which was amazing. It was pretty cool.
Was it a bit weird?
Then we went to Thailand for the launch, I think, of the pageant, and then we went to Iowa to take part in the charity fundraiser for, Variety Kids. Yeah, I think the charity the telethon we went to raised about $4 million for the charity. So that was pretty amazing to be a part of.
Yeah. And now the Miss World New Zealand's did actually quite well in the last 5 years. I mean, there was another girl, was it Deb that did all right?
Yeah.
So the organisation that ran it, they were actually doing really well. They picked a lot of girls that did really well. So it's now moved on to the crowd that were doing Miss Universe. Now, I don't think Miss Universe is even going to happen this year. I can't see it happening with the ban on travel and everything. So maybe that's the end. What are they going to do? Have a virtual online Miss Universe?
Yeah, I think hopefully next year. I did hear that the age has extended.
I heard Asia Pacific has extended to 29.
Yeah.
Maybe we can throw in that.
Possibly.
Get you back. Get you out again. So, if the Miss Universe age extended, would you contemplate going in there?
Well, I have actually contemplated it, but it will depend on who was running it, I think, for Miss World New Zealand. Yeah. Because I've always considered entering, but it would have to depend on how it's being run. Yeah, and who's running it. Because I would like to work with people who are in line with what I enjoy working with. Yeah.
Yeah. This is your sister, Lou. Hi, Lou.
Yeah, she's in the back.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, this is Jess's beautiful sister, Lou. Looks like twins,
yes,
actually.
Hi, everyone.
I was talking to Lou the night you won, Jess. We were,
Yeah.
She had a bubble in the puku.
I did.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah. And your boyfriend was running late, Jess, and we were trying to find him, and we were coming in, and you were already on stage, and we were like, we got to get him now. Anyway.
It was so crazy, actually. It went really fast the night.
Yeah, it did.
Hey, Lou.
Sorry,
Did you know she was going to win?
Yeah, because of her determination. So it was the second time that she'd been. This is the second time, yeah? Mm. Yeah.
It was a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But then I'm so biased as well. So.
Oh, my.
But no, absolutely. And then when she went overseas as well, and just to see the amount of work that she put into her Beauty with a Purpose and the rest, it was a no-brainer. Yeah. I've never seen somebody with such the work ethic like how she has it. But she's always aimed for excellence. Yeah. Even in things she's not good at, she'll keep trying until she becomes the best at it. She's
a little battler, aren't you, Jess?
Yeah, she is. Lovely to see you, Neil.
Good. I'll see you later.
Lovely to see you guys.
Bye. Well, we've done so many shoots, Jess. They've been coming up on the screen as we've been talking and chatting, and you really are quite a chameleon. You do. I think the reason why, you're a great Miss New Zealand, but you're a great model, and you take the most amazing pictures, and you've got a real range for me as a photographer. Yeah. And the interesting thing about you is you don't try very hard. And I mean that in a good way. You don't have to do much to look amazing. You're very
crazy.
Natural.
It doesn't. It's so amazing to hear that, because I don't consider myself at all a model. But you've worked with so many incredible models, and for you to say that, it's such a compliment. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to pose,
Yeah, but that's the secret. The secret is not trying too hard and trying to look like a model. You either are a model or you aren't, and the camera just loves you. Look at these swimwear shots. They're amazing. You've done Femme de la Mer for 3 years now, so that's a great job to have. We hooked up with Delise, an ex-Miss New Zealand. We did a great shoot together.
Oh, she's incredible. Yeah. She doesn't age. I'm amazed.
I know. It's not fair, is it?
Well, she's inspiration for me.
That's what I can ask.
And you, Neil. You don't age.
She is. She's one of my best friends. She's so funny. Yeah. She's incredible. If I had to name my favourite Miss New Zealands, that'd be you and Delise, and there was another one. Oh, Linda McManus was absolutely beautiful. She was from the 80s. Now, she got 4th in Miss World.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In terms of beauty, you guys would be at the top of my list. I photographed a lot of Miss New Zealands. I think I've photographed about 15. So,
wow.
Yeah, going right back to the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
in modern times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's a strange, do you feel like when you're Miss New Zealand, you'll always be a Miss New Zealand? You're part of this sort of pack of people who are,
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like we all, just the way that we are, the way that we present ourselves and the things that we want to achieve in life, they're all quite similar. All of the girls who wear the crown.
You're not. They're not like, there's a lot that are not like you, Jess. A lot that are not like you. I've had some dealings with some of the girls and they're very, very hard to deal with. I think it can work against some people when they win and they sort of go off the rails a bit. I know definitely a couple that just lost it, basically, didn't do very well overseas. And I think your personality is so important, like especially when you're going over there to represent New Zealand, and the judges notice everything. You've got to have such a strong personality, and if you're not correct in the way you're dealing with things, or you're not going to get anywhere. That's my opinion. Well,
yeah. When you go over to these pageants, they're about 3 weeks or 4 weeks long. It's like, we like to compare it to a marathon in the way that you hit certain walls and you have to just climb over those walls to keep going. And when I say walls, I'm talking about like mental challenges that you come across, and it's pretty hard. It's definitely not easy, and you've always got to be on form. You've always got to look presentable and have enough energy, and that's a challenge within itself. So when I went to Miss International, I've always thought that was one of the hardest experiences of my life because of how busy we were and how tired I was.
It's quite a weird pageant, that one, eh? I watched it. It's very strange the way it's very long. I think it went for about 4 hours, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think last year they tried to make it not as long, but...
Yeah. So do you think politically, why do certain countries do so well? I know in your year that you beat Philippines and Venezuela, the countries that normally do very well, but predominantly it's the same countries that get in the top 5, especially at Miss Universe for some reason. It's always those countries. Why do you think they have so much more power?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think for Miss Universe, I feel like their national pageants are really, really, really good, and it's like a whole business for them, and their countries just absolutely love pageants, like Venezuela, Colombia, Philippines. I spoke to someone from the Philippines last night, and she said to me, when you grow up in the Philippines, you're either a nurse or a beauty queen. And that's like, it makes so much sense. So the training that these girls do makes them so well prepared. So when they go to the international pageants, they're just ready, and they've got that right up there already. But when it comes to Miss World, I think it's a little bit different. And I think it's different with Miss World. I do know that there's been a lot of Miss World Venezuelas and there's only been, I think, one Miss World Philippines. And when I went over there, you could definitely tell that even though the countries were bigger or the girls had a better following, it was always the girls that worked hard that seemed to get a lot more notice.
Right.
Another thing is that the girls' ability to speak is really, really important, as opposed to Miss Universe, where it's a lot about glamour and how you walk.
Yeah. Now, do you read any of the social media about yourself, like when you were over at Miss World? It's fascinating to read people commenting on you. And now what I picked up, there was some people saying, "Oh, she's got blonde hair. How could she? She's part. Are you part? What's your nationality? You part Maori?"
So my dad's Maori, and my mum's Pākehā. So my mum's she's got a mix of different bloods. Yeah.
But it was quite funny, wasn't it? People saying she's got blonde hair, she looks very European, she looks very sort of South American. And if you didn't know you could be.
Yes, definitely. I've been mistaken for a Spanish girl many times, and I like that compliment.
Yeah, you've got a good international look, and I reckon the reason you did well is because you're so friendly. you would have just got on well with everybody. Everybody loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like wherever I go, whatever work I'm doing, I just seem to get along with a lot of people. But the other side of that is that I can sometimes come across as a little bit naive because I always see the bright side of people, and I think that's okay, but
don't change, because that's such a nice quality. Because in modelling world, it's everybody's so competitive and scrambling for that job, and that's something I notice with you. You never seem desperate to get the job. You're just happy to get it, turn up, do well, and go away, and you always do a great job, and that's what I love.
I think as long as I'm always just happy if whoever I'm working for is happy.
Oh, are you? I'm not. I can't wait to get rid of some people.
Yeah. I love our little chats and stuff.
Chats. No. Now, is there a future for Miss New Zealand? Do you think Miss New Zealand's going to keep going forever? Or do you think maybe it's had its time? You're the only Miss New Zealand in years that's sort of placed or done well, that was up there. But generally, when the world, all those sites, it's rated pretty down the bottom, New Zealand, compared to Australia. Do you think there's a future?
Yeah. Well,
or does it have to change? Does it have to go more like
I definitely think we need
to...
We definitely need to, for Miss World, we need to have better publicity, right. I think, within New Zealand, so that people know more about it, because a lot of people don't actually know that we have all these pageants in New Zealand, and if we did, and if they understood all of the good things that we were doing as contestants, then it would get a lot more recognition. Yeah. But I'm also wary of the fact that my national directors no longer have the title, I have the franchise of Miss World New Zealand, and in previous years, working with them, I've known, Deborah Lambie, Annie Evans, and myself. We have just started to make a really good reputation for Miss World New Zealand, and now we don't have that anymore. So it's hard for me to say whether or not that's going to continue, and I would hope so, but it just depends on how the new people who are taking it on, how they deal with that and how they judge the girls as well, because
well, it's going to be public vote 50%. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be the same as how Miss Universe was run. 50% public vote, 50% judges, and they go off on their boot camp or whatever they do. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if there is a Miss New Zealand this year. There might be nowhere to go on a plane.
Oh, exactly.
Lockdown.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wake-up call, isn't it? The lockdown and the virus. You're lucky you didn't compete this year. You're lucky you got to go away last year. Because you were like, oh no, you were 2018, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so any plans to carry on? You want to do a few more, or you think you've had enough?
It's really difficult to say. I mean, there's a few different things that I have to consider. The first is that I've got my full-time job as a journalist, and I feel like pageants have always come ahead of that a little bit, all side by side. And I'm 27 now, and I need to work really hard as a journalist to be able to achieve things that I have planned, or goals that I've planned as a journalist. And to do that, I really need to focus on that. However, I guess the second thing is that I went to Miss World, and it's one of the biggest competitions in the world, and I did really good. I don't know if I'm willing to risk going to another one and not doing as good and then ending on a low.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's those two, but it depends on what happens, if I'm still old enough, and if there's a pageant that I really think is for me, and if it is in line with my values, then I will definitely consider doing it.
We could get you married off, and we could send you to Mrs. World. Trudy was Trudy got to the top 10 in Mrs. World. Trudy.
I had considered that too.
Yeah? Well, you have to get married first.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with pageants, international ones, you make so many amazing friends over there, and you get to travel for free.
Who's your friends from the Miss World? Who do you hang out or chat with?
So I have... So my friend from Guam and the Philippines, so Katerina. There's a few. There's about all of the top girls from the top 6.
Yep.
And then even Miss International, I've got a whole group of girls that we actually were bridesmaids at Olivia's wedding.
Amazing.
Yeah, so and it was great. So there's girls all over the world, and whenever I travel,
you get free travel. I mean, free accommodation. Yeah,
and I always have friends to go and visit. So it's really interesting. I think that pageants itself have shown me that the world isn't really that big. And if I want to go and see some girls, like go and catch up with my friends or go and visit another country, it's possible.
I think, they're changing and maybe they need to adapt more into a reality show, maybe. I did think maybe they need to be a bit more like Top Model, but then I think that's had its day. That's sort of like quite old-fashioned now, that sort of Top Model, Tyra Banksy thing. So I don't know quite where they're going to go with it. I do know the viewing figures are still massive for Miss World. It was 2 billion people viewed it. 2 billion people.
I remember, actually, because when we were...
That's a lot of people.
It is. And to know that you're behind, before you're about to step on stage, to know that there's millions of people watching is quite overwhelming, but also very exciting. So, yeah.
You were in China, right? China?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you like China?
Well, the place we went to in Sanya was beautiful. Yeah. They called it the Hawaii of China, I think. Yeah. But, it was stunning. It was very tropical, and we were spoiled. It was great. We went to the most amazing parties. So people don't realise that. We would get dressed up into our evening gowns, and then we'll go to a big, beautiful skyscraper building, and we'll go to the top floor and have a big dance party and eat delicious food.
It's tiring, though, eh? Very tiring.
Yeah. But we did get a lot of rest at Miss World, so that's what I loved about it.
I think in Miss Universe they work the girls hard. It's basically just 6 in the morning till... That's what Delise told me.
Yeah.
But, that was way back in the 80s, but it's probably changed a lot since then. So who would be your inspirational Miss New Zealands? Come on, throw out a few names. Do you have any role models?
I think Deb Lambie is definitely my fave. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Why is that?
Well, she's very well spoken, really intelligent. She worked really, really hard to prepare, and she was basically a role model. So when I was preparing for Miss World, I looked back at what she did to kind of learn about how I could push my exposure more. And she's a really close friend of mine as well. So
she's a doctor, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she do really well?
Yeah, she started, her Beauty with a Purpose was Learn Coach. And
that's massive now, eh?
It is, like hundreds of thousands of people, of students use it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, good. Did she win when Hayley was in it? Beautiful Hayley.
Oh, Hayley, oh my goodness.
I love Hayley. She's so beautiful. She's incredible, eh?
Yeah.
She got second, and you got second 2 years in a row. It was like, what is wrong with these judges, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, you won it. You came back. Now, she was in it again when you... Didn't she? Yeah, she was in it when you won it.
Yeah, she came third, but she was happy because she wanted to go to Miss Grand, and she placed the highest we've ever placed at Miss Grand. So
we'll chuck some photos up of Hayley, because I really do think she deserves a shout out. I think she's actually one of the most beautiful faces ever. She's incredible. She's like a little Audrey Hepburn.
Oh my goodness.
She's so nice. She's so nice.
And her walking, did you see her walking at Miss Grand? She did so good.
Well, she's got the body. She's got like body of a supermodel, hasn't she? She's perfect.
Definitely.
You cannot get a better body than Hayley. Anyway, she's one of my favourites. No, Holly Michelle Cassidy's really nice. Do you know her?
Oh, she did really good.
She's
at Miss Universe.
She's amazing.
There was another one, Miss Universe.
I don't think the girls. No one's placed at Miss Universe since the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, the Miss New Zealands have done much better at Miss World than Universe.
Yeah.
So, what does that say?
Yeah.
Who knows? But we've had a lot more placings at Miss World. I think you've got top 6. There was in the 90s twice, second, 60s, second, third, fourth. That's about it.
Yeah.
And Miss Universe, just Delise and Lorraine won. So. Yeah, well, thanks for chatting with us, Jess. It's been really interesting, and I think people will find it interesting to hear your story and just to see that you're just a normal person. You're not.
I am just a normal, silly person.
You're not scary. Now, you're working as a television reporter for Maori TV, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Enjoying that?
Yeah, it's good. I love it. Yeah. It's a bit busy at the moment after COVID.
Yeah.
But,
what do you think of? Oh, should we get all political now? Because I love talking about politics.
I do.
So, now, if you were in America, who would you be voting for?
Oh, goodness, not Trump.
I have to stop myself. I'm addicted to, every day I go onto YouTube and I watch Donald Trump videos, and I find myself getting really worked up, and I'm thinking, how can this have happened? How can this man be president of the United States? It's so unbelievable.
People just seem to like him, and no matter what, like, it's a funny thing, isn't it? People just like him over there, and it's if that's what they want, then that's what they can have. For us on the other side of the world, that's not what we would want, but there's not much we can do about it, eh?
Well, he's going to get voted out in November. He's going to get kicked out on his ass, man. I mean, and he needs to go, basically. Now, I did my picture of Jacinda Ardern. Did you see it? My portrait?
Oh, it was so good. I've seen it many times, and I love it.
That got shared on Facebook 3,200 times on different people's Facebook pages, and really funny because of the comments about how she physically looks by some people were so awful, I had to remove them. Isn't that ridiculous?
Oh, yeah. People are always... Some people just have nothing nice to say.
You don't always have to say nice things, but just to write on a portrait about this or that, that said a lot about, people's human nature, basically. So I thought she was great in that photo. You'll have to come and we can do the Model Diaries 2055, and then you can be on it.
Okay. I'd love that.
You can be, okay, I'm in my 50s now.
For my babies.
For
my children.
No babies. Ashley's pregnant. My niece is pregnant.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. I'm going to be a great, what is it? A great uncle.
That's crazy because you're so young to me.
No. 50. Just turned 50. So... That's why you're not allowed to moan about being 27. It's like 27. It's like, baby. It's so young.
But you look so young.
I got the quiff happening.
Great. Look at all that. Yeah.
I'm going to chop it off tomorrow. Go to the hairdresser.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. It's been fun talking to you. Rattling on about the old days.
Yes.
And we must catch up for a drink. I'll see you on a shoot soon anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely keen. So I'm competing in a bodybuilding competition in October.
Why don't you tell us about that? Now, tell us what's been going on with that. Because you were training when we did the last shoot. You were, how many hours in the gym are you doing?
I'm not sure.
Lots.
A lot. But it's been good. I guess, I don't know.
Is that going ahead, like just normal and like it's all going?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so, but there has been actually the last couple of weeks, or actually the last couple of months, I've been trying to lose fat, and it's only just started happening. So that's been quite a challenge, because my body just naturally likes to stay curvy, which is fine. But when I want to lose fat, I have to work really, really hard. So that's what I've been doing the last month. I've been going to the gym and doing more cardio than weights.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. But it's working, so I'm happy.
Is it? But do you train harder and harder as it comes to the day?
Yes.
And then
and it's
more body fat.
Yeah.
And they spray you with gravy browning, don't they? They make you as brown as a kipper.
Yeah, and then you look good on stage.
Oh, I've got a photo up of you now when you competed a few years ago. Holy moly, there's not a gram of fat on you.
Ah, well, it's funny because even though I was at a low body fat percentage, I still have really like thick thighs, which is nice. I think it's really good. And the thing about the competition that I'm entering is that they do prefer girls who are a bit curvier,
Right.
but also toned. So and you do get to wear evening gowns, so it's very similar to pageants. So it'll be a good experience for me. And I think it will suit me, especially like even because I'm not doing pageants, at least I have this, which is similar and also very challenging for me physically, which I enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about modelling is I think there should be different models of all different sizes. There should be, you describe yourself as a curvy girl. Now, most girls would die for your figure. Do you know what I mean? Like they'd go, oh, she's skinny. I mean, the swimwear campaigns we've done, you look slim and skinny. So if you call that curvy, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, eh?
Yeah.
I think it's great to have different body types. We don't want to have all skinny girls, with no shape, no bust, no hips, no, I think you excel at swimwear. That's your thing. That's your area.
It's so good to hear. I don't know. Like I definitely don't realize that because I'm very shy when it comes to swimwear shoot. Not with you, of course.
Yeah.
Any shoot that we do, I'm 100% comfortable because you're just amazing to work with. But if I was to be asked to do another swimwear shoot with someone else or another photographer, I'll definitely feel a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, or like probably not doing it when I'm modelling, but beforehand I'll be a bit scared about that.
Yeah.
But definitely need to get over myself.
Well, the pictures we're looking at now, I mean, pretty incredible. They look pretty Sports Illustrated. So, well done on that.
The first shoot we did was amazing.
Yeah.
There's that one photo that I remember you took of me, and I just looked really strong, and it was such a good one.
Yeah. No, they've all been good. The latest one looks good too. Have you seen that? You got that?
No, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it to you. So, what else have you done? You've done you've done some bridal shoots too, haven't you? You done bride and groom?
Yep. I was on the cover.
Oh well, let's put the cover up.
Okay.
Here you are. I know. I was doing a bride and groom shoot that issue, and I wanted you as my model.
Yeah.
And then I heard that you'd already done one for them, so I couldn't have you. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go off and have a glass of wine because I've been digging a pond all day. The pond in the back garden. Yeah. So what are you up to?
So hardworking. I am going to have some lunch.
Lunch? It's a bit late.
I know, I'm really bad. I'm into the gym.
Are you having one of those protein shakes or something?
No. I'm going to make a chicken wrap.
Oh, good. Oh, and you went to Julia Morley's birthday party. They flew the bloody organisers of Miss World to London, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, you went over for it.
Yeah, because I was going to Tokyo beforehand to work for the Rugby World Cup.
Right.
And then I thought, why not? Because I got invited, and I thought, why not? I have a friend who lives there. So one of the girls from Miss International, Shavina, lives there. And then Catherine flew over as well, because she's from the UK. And then we just had about a week together.
Oh, cool.
And I went to the birthday, of course, and that was just so glamorous. It was such a beautiful event. So just been able to do some cool things. Yeah. You've shot so many. It's amazing.
Shot 2 Miss Worlds, 1995 and 2007. She was a Miss China. She was incredible. She was here in New Zealand, and I shot her. She was about 6'2". She was like really tall and really beautiful. So, just 2, I think. All right, Jess Tyson, thanks for calling in to the Model Diaries podcast.
Yes, I can't wait to hear back.
Oh, yeah. I really appreciate it, and I've been wanting to catch up with you for a while, and thanks for being so great. So I'll see my viewers next month when we have another amazing model. I don't know who it will be. I'm running out of people from the 1980s. I mean, what year were you born, Jess?
1993.
Oh, I'm moving into the 90s. We're getting with it. We're getting down with the kids, man. All right, Jess, so thank you very much, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much. Thank you.